This is Magan Chen. This video is about how to help your child to stop stuttering using speech therapy games by using toy cars. I'd like to share the framework so you know how to think about the process. And there are 3 stages. The first stage is where we create conditions so that when your child says the sentences, it's impossible for him or her to stutter. This is similar to the process of learning how to ride a bike. And the adult is the one who keeps the bicycle upright so that the child gets a chance to learn and experience what it feels like to pedal, to maintain a balance without falling over. Okay, so that's the main aim of this stage, for the child to experience fluent speech, what it's like to talk without stuttering. Now, the next stage, number 2, is where we modify the sentences gradually while staying fluent. This is similar to the step where in riding a bicycle, the adult gradually lets go, right? So the child starts to take over control. Now, stage 3 is where obviously the child puts all these into practice, what he has learned about, okay, what it feels like to be speaking without stuttering, say entire sentences, coordinating his breathing with speech and so forth, and learn to say whatever sentence he wants to say. So that's the basic framework. Okay, let's talk about the details, all right, how you execute it. So how do you create conditions where the child is going to experience fluency without stuttering, is the most unlikely to stutter? Now, what research has found is that when children sing, or they read together, or they say sentences with somebody else, or maybe after an example, right? So you say something, you say the sentence and kind of what we call model the sentence for the child to say. These are the conditions where the child is unlikely to stutter. It's almost impossible to stutter, for example, when you're singing. So let's use a very specific example, especially with the theme today being cars, right? So maybe we use a fire truck song. So first you start with singing the song together, actually singing the song, right, with the tune and so forth, and just enjoying the process. Okay, enjoy the process, get to know the words, the lyrics and so forth. So the song may go something like this, here comes a fire truck coming down the street. Here comes a fire truck, blah, 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 blah. Right, so you sing the song together and sing it slowly, have fun, really, and get to know the words and so forth. So this is stage 1, where you allow the child to experience a lot of speech, well, singing, really, all right, but he gets to try it out without stuttering. Now, move on to the second stage, where you want to modify this singing. You can't go around singing to everybody, right? Even though it's very nice and fluent and you're not stuttering, you can't go around just singing. So you have to modify the singing to talking. So with the song just now, for example, this time you can actually modify this singing to make it sound more like talking. It would sound maybe like this. Here comes the fire truck coming down the street. Can you hear that? So you're actually using the rhythm of the song, right? And using the experience that you had just now, and kind of like, having the singing in your head, but modify the singing to talking. You can also do that together with modifying the sentences. So after you've tried that, modifying the singing to talking, you can start to modify even more. So you may modify the sentences. So with a fire truck song, initially you start with, okay, here comes the fire truck coming down the street. You can try with other vehicles, right? Here comes the garbage truck coming down the street. So initially you start to modify only very single words. You just change one word. And then you can move on to, here comes the helicopter, whatever. Right, then gradually you might modify it more of the sentences. You might have, here comes the helicopter. It's not coming down the street. Here comes the helicopter flying in the sky. Something like that, right, etc., etc. So you want to make sure you get lots of practice. Remember, when you're learning something, if we adults are learning something new, learning how to parallel park, learning how to use a new piece of equipment and so forth, one time is not practice. One time is what I call going through the motion. So aim for something like a 5 to 10 tries at each level. And you do it by changing, having lots of toys, different toys, saying different things about it, and maybe using different voices, maybe practicing with different people, right? You could say once to daddy, once to mommy, once to grandma, and so forth. So that's how we actually build up the practice and help the child to achieve what we call muscle memory, and actually make it very natural and very effortless to be able to speak fluently. Okay, so that's stage 2. Now we can start to encourage the child to come up with more sentences. So you can keep the familiar sentence. So that's the kind of a template for the example. So we just did maybe, okay, here comes a fire truck coming down the street. And it's a very fluent sentence. Okay, now say something else. Okay, the fire truck is looking for fire. Or here comes a fire truck coming down the street. Let's all cheer, yay, whatever. Okay, it's only limited by your imagination and your creativity. All right, so that's a very, very brief description of the framework on the steps. In future videos, I will share a little bit more about troubleshooting. Of course, that's what the most important part is all about, right? What you actually do if your child still stutters along the way. So that will be in future video. So I hope you found this video useful and given you some food for thought. If you like this video, please like, share, and comment. That'll be really encouraging. And also lets me know your interest in this topic so I can record more videos. All right, thank you very much.